Hey, it's Gaming Pim here. So I've made some progress with cinematic filming in Skyrim, which allows me to make kind of creative shots, which include shots I showed in previous videos. Um, it basically means that you can film any character from any perspective, and this is relatively different than most recordings you see, which just involve around following the player with a third-person camera or shots taken from either first-person view or the free fly cam. This is different. I've shown why in the previous videos. In this video I'll try to explain briefly how to set up this camera mode. And then I'll have some footage showing what you can achieve with this. First things first, well, I'll start off. I've chosen to do this on the fly because it's just a little bit too complicated to clearly tell the steps. I might look over things, so I think it's more comprehensive if I just show you how I do it. Furthermore, I'll include a list of steps in the description which could be useful for further reference and will allow you to reproduce this without having to watch this video over and over again. I'll start off with my character here. I'm in Solitude. Position placement doesn't really matter. What you have to do though is get the console going and spawn in another character. As far as I know, it doesn't matter what kind of character you spawn in, as long as it's, yeah, I think it will have to be human. Anyway, I will go for a child, which is this code. This will spawn Asur. Typically he'll just be there doing nothing, so what I'll have to do is get console going and click him, and then transfer my controls to that character. You'll see the active movement is now controls driven, which means effectively that my camera switches to him, and when I move both my own character and him. This can bug out, as you saw. It didn't move straight away. My own character was moving slowly, but if you run up to them, run up to the third-person character, so to say, it will trigger the voice, the contact, and it will unlock its movement. So now you'll be in this peculiar situation in which every movement is done on each character. Excuse me there. And this isn't really useful. It's, either way, however you take this, you won't be able to film much in any interesting way, more interesting than third person or first person. The camera is still bound to movement. So the next step is to go in free fly cam, and at this point no one will move because the controls are now bound to the camera, but it allows you to select your own character and disable the controls without actually swapping controls anywhere. So now your own character should be AI driven, which basically means, because it doesn't have a script or anything, that it just stand still right there. Next, let me think. You'll have to go out of free fly cam, and funnily enough this will transfer the camera back to your character. However, controls are still bound to the second character you spawned in. So now you have the situation in which you have the camera bound to your character. You can zoom in and you can film this character without doing anything you want. You'll notice that when I zoom out, my camera will be somewhat bound to my player, the usual character, but when I zoom in, the camera is actually bound on the horizontal axis to the character I spawned in, and on the vertical axis to the character that you usually play. Well, this is basically it. It's very useful, I think, and even more when you hook up a controller, which I'll show you right now. Let me turn it on, save that. I'll take the controller to hand now, and I'll show you that that I can move very precisely with the controller, more precisely than with mouse and keyboard combination, because you can basically control the speed of the character very nicely, and you can use the what's it called? I think it's the the X axis of your controller to turn the character around without accidentally moving your mouse a little bit up and down, which will basically move the camera, which disturbs the video you're making, I think. Well, that's my opinion anyway. So this allows you for really smooth movement and filmed from any perspective. Of course, it's pretty laborious to set up, especially when you want multiple camera perspectives. You'll have to switch in and out of this setup and move your first-person character to a place from which you will want to film, and that can all be pretty heavy on the amount of time it costs to film a certain shot. Anyways, I think it's very fun. Don't forget to turn off the menus when you film, because the crosshair still will be shown, and that's just ugly. So this about sums it up. I'll include the list of steps in the description, and I hope that if you use this technique you refer to me as if you used me or this guide to achieve your parts of your movie. It would be very nice. I can use the views and even subscriptions. Thanks for watching, and good luck with filming. Bye.